tonight, on this stage, you are going to see every sight, miracle, and wonder that name stands for, including Jumbo, the largest elephant in the world, the amazing great white whale from Labrador, General Tom Thumb, only 25 inches from Tour de Crown, Joyce Heth, the oldest woman in the world, the rarest and most beautiful bird in captivity, the Swedish nightingale, and a company of hundreds, thousands, including marching bands, standing bands, flying bands, tumbling bands, bands of every size, shape, and description. And here they are! Now, I know what you're thinking. You don't see any nightingales or 25-inch men. But, like I told you, Barnum's the name, and miracles are my game. And they are all up here. Mark my word. Hey! Where are you going?
Home.
But I got a point of view to expound, defending the noble art of humbug.
Which I happen to be in disagreement with, as it is no more than a shoddy defense of flim-flam, so it doesn't behoove me to stick around.
Respect for the speaker, madam, requires you to listen while he sets forth his convictions.
And respect for my own convictions requires me to set forth, which I am doing.
Then go. Isolated dissent can quite hardly deter me. One small voice can quite easily be ignored.
Good day, Mr. Barnum.
Of course, doesn't help any if that one small voice belongs to his wife. Cherry Barnum! I'll have a kiss before you leave.
With pleasure, Mr. Barnum. Sense, but you're beautiful.
In the main ring, ladies and gentlemen, the fight to the finish struggle of humbug versus truth, flim-flam versus fact, Mr. Phineas Taylor Barnum versus his good wife Cherry. An American pageant featuring stirring music, thrilling spectacle, hilarious clowns, and savage jungle beasts. Presenting first, Mr. Barnum himself in an opening bit of philosophical follow-up, Mr. Barnum!
My wife's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Give her a mess of hard facts, and she's happy as a clam. But serve her up a bit of fancy, and she turns up her nose like it was yesterday's fish. But whether you end up thinking my humbug's a blessing or a curse, you're still gonna buy it. Why? Because every 60 seconds in this world, a delightful phenomenon takes place, which absolutely guarantees it. There is a sucker born every minute. Each time that second dances to the top like dandelions, something pop. Their ears so big, their eyes so wide. No, I feed them bonafide baloney with no truth in it. Why, you can bet I'll find some room to buy my corn. Cause there's as sure as shooting sucker born a minute. And I'm referring to the minute you was born. Each blessed hour brings 60 of them. Each time that golden cuckoo shows his face, another sucker takes his place, plucks his quarter on the line to buy my brand of genuine malarkey. God bless and love them, but don't get sad or hopping mad or cause a scene. Cause there's as sure as shooting sucker born a minute. But man, it might be the minute in between. If I allowed it right here in my hand to smell this living human man, decided which will surely one for dime. If I present an educated pooch who's trained to dance the hoochie coochie, what better way to waste a bit of time? If I import a lady, very expensive, also very expensive lady, oh my goodness, who eats farina through a hose and wears two tights instead of clothes, that ain't worth a buck, my name ain't Phineas. You say that's hogwash, but who cares? You buy my hogwash long as there's a sucker born every minute. Each time the second hot like dandelions up they pop. It is so big, their eyes so wide. And though I feed them mortified below me, just let me spin it. There ain't no man who can resist me, wait and see. Cause there's a sure shooting sucker born a minute. And friends, the biggest one, excluding none, is me.
Here it is in Mr. Webster's dictionary, Taylor. Humbug. Something designed to deceive or mislead.
Here's what comes from marrying a school teacher. They go straight to the books. Cherry, I'm talking about rosy possibilities. The kind of humbug those sailors sold themselves 100 years ago when they set sail on the Mayflower. I'm talking about the dream, Cherry.
Just one question, Taylor. That lady eating farina with no head, how does she chew the lumps?
Oh, well, you see, she's got this small boy who chews lumps.
Mr. Webster gives this nice synonym for humbug, too. Lies. Now don't give up, Taylor. The evening is young. You've still got some rosy possibilities.
In the nearing, humble beginnings as Mr. Phineas Taylor Barnum, in his first appearance in the main tent, turns old into gold, quicker than you can say, George Washington!
I'll tell you, Mr. Barnum, they came by the thousands in Philadelphia. But here's all you're gonna need. Birth certificate, bill of sale, writs and testimony proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Joyce Heth will be 160 years old on June 15th.
She better be, Mr. Longman. I've spent every last cent I have on this here contract. But from now on, P.T. Barnum presents Joyce Heth, the oldest woman in the world!
She'll make a fortune, Mr. Barnum. Just remember Philadelphia.
All right, Joyce. We better get started if we want to eat tonight. Step right up and see her. Joyce Heth, the oldest woman in the world. Ha, only 10 cents a piece.
When you see the shape the world
You're flat,
is
Joyce, you're flat.
in,
Excuse me, sir. All dressed up and nowhere to go. Joyce Heth, the oldest one alive. Excuse me, miss. Want something to make you feel young? Joyce Heth, 160 years old.
Thank God I'm old.
Hey, sir. You like older women? Come on, folks. This arc won't last forever. She could be gone by next week. Joyce! I don't understand it. They came by the thousands in Philadelphia.
And walked by the thousands. You've been had, Mr. Barnum. Anyway, what's so special about an old lady? A young lady? Now that's different. If you would have had me up here 140 years ago, they would have come all right.
What did you just say?
I said, what's so special about an old woman?
But a special old lady.
Mr. Barnum, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at a nurse. About 100 years ago. Bouncing a baby boy on her knee. George Washington.
Well, I don't know no people named Washington.
George Washington, the father of our country?
I told you, I don't know no people named...
Joyce, this sidewalk looks mighty hard to sleep on tonight.
I'd say there's a fair chance of rain.
Maybe even a storm.
What did you say that boy's name was?
George Washington.
Oh, you mean little Georgie! Why, Mr. Barnum, I pretty near raised that boy.
That's it, Joyce. Let's do it. Step right up and see it. Joyce, George Washington's next.
When folks misbehave when it's only good times that they crave. When kids are much too bold, thank God I'm old. When there ain't no he-men left alive, when they tell you 3 men out of 5 end up locked up or hung, I don't want to be young.
All right, Joyce, now do some steps for him.
I'm 106 years old. I can't dance.
Rain, hail, maybe even a blizzard, Joyce.
I'll dance.
All right, now start off slow. All right, now bring it back this way. There you go, like a spring chicken. Come on, I'll take you to the top of the hill. We'll start from there. I'll give you a push. All right, maybe I misled him a little bit. But those folks went home today thinking that they shook the hand that held the rosy bottom of the father of our country. And that is a patriotic humbug, and there's none better. Now that Joyce was a success, I started signing up other attractions. Trouble was, I had nowhere to put them.
That's right, Mr. Barnum. I'm looking for a partner to run the American Museum, but I don't want to turn it into no sideshow.
Couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Scudder. That's why I plan on filling all 5 floors with the most educational attractions, including 3 galleries of art, a lecture hall seating 2,000, and in the rotunda, a great glass tank filled with a living, breathing, spouting great white whale from Labrador. And, just to help you make up your mind, may I present you with a complimentary ticket entitling you and a friend to free admission. Upon 1/2 payment, the regular price, any Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday between the hours of noon and 1 p.m. Do we have a deal?
Taylor Barnum! Did you or did you not have an appointment to take me to lunch at 1 o'clock sharp? It is now past 2:14.
In the near ring, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barnum faces the most ferocious of all jungle beasts, the female of the species, who's been kept waiting for over 1 hour and 14 minutes. Mr. Barnum will face this dangerous creature unarmed.
Mr. Scudder, I thought I asked you to tell me when it was 1 o'clock. No excuses. You just run along and I'll meet you and the builders at the museum at 2:45.
Very well.
Cherry, I don't know why I ever took him as a partner. He's so forgetful. A perfect example of a marital humbug. Trouble is, with my wife, it never works.
Hogwash, Taylor. I believe you forgot that appointment all by yourself.
You see?
Now, I have some pamphlets to pick up over at the Women's Emporium, so I thought we might lunch there.
You can't get lunch at that place. But McNally's Oyster House is right around the corner, so I suggest that
And we leave it up to the fates. An excellent idea. Heads the Women's Emporium, tails McNally's.
I'll toss if you don't mind.
Go right ahead, Taylor. I trust you 100%.
Live on.
Here, Miss Barnum, our new pamphlet, all about the Staten Act. Thanks to Elizabeth Cady Stanton, the state of New York now guarantees women to make her own business and legal decisions. What do you think of that, Mr. Barnum?
I'm all for it, 100%. Just so long as she has a husband first. All right, McNally, bring us a couple dozen oysters and 2 law jails, and put a head on it.
Mr. Barnum will have the liver special, Mrs. Mortimer, plus fresh boiled parsnips, and an extra copy of Miss Stanton's pamphlet for dessert. Now, Taylor, you can tell me who this new partner of yours is.
Cherry, that was Mr. Amos Scudder. Him and me are rebuilding the American Museum.
With what? We haven't $100 to our name.
Brass and a bit of honey. You'd be surprised just how often they're as good as silver and gold.
Schemes again, Taylor. Schemes and dreams.
That's my nature, Cherry. I told you I was a dreamer the first night that I met you.
Taylor Barnum, when a girl meets a man in the middle of the worst thunderstorm of the summer, with bolts of lightning jumping off every tree and barn in sight, and thunder so loud it nearly scares you out of your wits, not to mention the dogs and cats all over the territory howling to raise the dead, you don't pay much mind when a man happens to mention that he's a dreamer. I'm not saying you shouldn't have dreams, Taylor. Just let them be sensible ones we can reach.
How can you say that, Cherry? Sure, you call them lies, but they're just humbugs. I want to excite people. Stir them up. Give them a glimpse of a miracle.
Miracle's a pretty fancy word for humbug, Taylor.
How can you say that, Cherry? Sure, maybe I put a high polish on the facts sometimes, but I've never once taken anybody for one thin dime.
You've taken them for more than money. You get them all wrought up about things that can never be, like a woman 160 years old. I don't mind you using the imagination the good Lord gave you, but with 2 daughters to bring up, you ought to be using it for more sensible things. Now, I happen to know that Mr. Chauncey Jerome is looking for a partner over at the clock factory. Oh, I could be part of it, Taylor. Write the letters, keep the accounts.
I just can't do it, Cherry. Tick tock from 10 to 6 every day, with only the occasional bong to break the monotony of 10,000 little cuckoos sticking their heads out of 10,000 little holes. Every man's got a temperament, Mrs. Barnum, and mine is just not suited to tick-tock, cuckoo, and bong.
Sorry, Taylor. Shouldn't have brought it up.
Of course you should have, Cherry. That's half a wife's job, bringing up things the husband doesn't want to hear. A clock factory's just not the right color for me. Just say the name. Bridgeport Clock Works. And what do you got? Brown and gray. And maybe if you're lucky, a dash of taupe. But step inside any sideshow in the country and what do you got? Fire engine red and Kelly green and buttercup yellow. And it's like you're standing inside your own giant pinwheel. And it's not just for my own selfish pleasure that I need all them colors, Cherry. I want to splash them out for the whole world to see. The colors of my life are bountiful and bold. The purple of indigo, the gleam of green and gold, the splendor of a sunrise, the dazzle of a flame. Till they overflow with rose and cherry red. And if this sunlit world grows dark someday, the colors of my life will leave a shining light to show.
That's well and good, Mr. Barnum. But your greens and reds aren't going to be much help if you don't get those builders started.
Good Lord, Cherry, it's nearly 2:40. All right, you wait right here, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Maybe 10. Better make it a half hour. Look, Cherry, if I'm not back by 6, come down and meet me by the museum. Ann Street and Broadway. You'll know it by the big sign. It's red. Purple letters and gold trim that reads, Barnum's American Museum. The splendor of a sunrise, the dazzle of a flame, the glory of a rainbow. I'd put 'em all to shame.
It's your own fault, Charity Barnum. If you'd asked a few logical questions before you married him, you would have put a healthy distance between yourself and a fellow who wants to give the whole world a paint job, which I'm not so sure it needs. The colors of my life are softer than a breeze. The silver gray of eider down, the dappled green of trees, the amber of a wheat field, the hazel of a sea.
A cascade, a caravan, a cornucopia cavalcade of catechismically comical clowns.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! You're gonna get yourself killed. All right, where's the wheelbarrow? Where's the wheelbarrow? Oh, there it is. Hey, we need it for the bricks. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This isn't John's school. Let's go. We got a museum to build. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now stop. Charlie, I think I've bitten off more than I can chew.
Nonsense.
Have you forgotten that we've got an opening Monday morning at 9?
We'll be ready.
Are you proposing rebuilding an entire museum from top to bottom in 2 days?
I do, my treasure.
But how, my dove?
Slowly. The Lord gave each and every one the spunk to do what can't be done, the brawn, the brain, the courage, and the heart. The strength to bend the strongest part, the will to reach the farthest star. Just a case of learning how to start to build a tower up so high to a cloud. You'll like to build it one tiny brick at a time. Bucks multiply to the months. A banker does begin with a thin silver knife. That empty field that can heal miles and miles. A flowers you don't need no magic powers, just a seed and showers from the floor to the skies. You can soar if you're wise enough to climb. One brick at a time.
That's built to last.
You lay the keel and raise the mast.
Just a simple rod. An open a mile beneath.
Becomes a stick to pick your teeth.
Sharpen up the knife and take your time. One stalwart shot with a cup and a bunch of our secrets to all the salt from the sea. Boats open up, turning bows to bowers all begun by just one bumblebee. To ride with these symphonies, or at least Kentucky fill the trips and all the guys sacrifice. So lot to be the best in the dust, be the best in the dust, content to climb one brick at a time.
Just take a brick and place it on the ground to make it stick, or mortar all around. A cup of lime and stir until it's hard, and up should climb by inch, by foot, by yard. A seal, a door, a ledge, a window pane, then drill some more, raise up a weather vane, a roof, the roof that going slow like this, a splendid edifice can climb. A tower up so high to a cloud, you'll like her build it one tiny brick at a time. Bucks multiply till the months, a banquet does begin with a thin silver knife. That empty field that can heal miles and miles. A flower you don't need no magic powers, just a seed and showers from the floor to the skies. You can soar if you're wise enough to climb. Splendid edifice we climb, one brick at a one brick at a time. One single solitary brick, one brick at a time. One single solitary brick, one brick at a time. One single solitary brick. One brick at a time. Everything about my museum was spectacular, including the price. $1. Now, that may seem a bit steep, but it was worth it. Just look what I gave you. Guadalajara, Roman terracotta, living lava from the flanks of Etna, statuary, rod dromedary, see the temple tumble and the Red Sea pot, McNamara's band, the fattest lady in the land, the pilgrim priest, old camp strap, put the horse hair, boom to be shown, was rolling through a model of the rapids on the Delaware. A
armadillos, clever caterpillars, reproductions of the Cyclops, retina, crystal blowing, automatic sewing, Venus on a shell and other works of art. Educated fleas are trouble with aborigines, two ladies joined across the knees, the Mona Lisa made of ice. Hottentots forgotten in forgotten spots of cottage, night a lot of sodom, better see them twice. One iguana, snakes, another fauna, got no bearded lady, but we're getting out. When you duck out, take another buck out, run around the block and see you, run around the block and see you, run around the block and see you, no show stop. Right this way, very good, very good. Have your tickets ready.
5,000 missions in one day. Only everybody's going downstairs to see the whale, and back upstairs to see the Indians and Joyce Head with the mermaid, and back downstairs to start all over a mission. Mr. Barnum, no one's going out. What are we gonna do?
Here's what we're gonna do. Just put that sign I had made up over the back door. To the egress.
To the eagles?
Don't get frightened. It's just a fancy word for exit.
I don't know what it means.
They will when they get outside. That's health and education out there. They learn a new word and get some fresh air. One iguana, snakes, another fauna. Got a bit of ladybug, we're getting now. When you duck out, take another buck out, run around the block, see, run around the block, see, run around the block, see, and show stop. All right, I don't want you to turn around until I'm ready.
Mr. P.T. Barnum, Grand Master of the Howard, attempts not the triple, not the double, but the single somersault. But he fails, which gets him plenty burned up.
All right, now.
Good Lord! They're real. What's the man done?
A foolish thing, Cherry. Married a hard-headed, tough-talking, cold-eyed New England woman who's kept my world from going up in smoke for over 14 years. Happy anniversary.
I might have been foolish enough to marry you, Taylor, but that doesn't mean that I can't count. And our anniversary isn't for 6 months.
I'm talking about the museum, Cherry. Or did you forget that it was exactly 1 year ago today that we opened our doors to the public? Now put on your silks and satins, woman, because I'm taking you, me, and those pearls out to celebrate tonight at Rector's Restaurant in New York City.
I am sorry, Mr. Barnum, but I am not going to any rector's restaurant. The food's too rich, the people too fancy, and I don't want to even discuss the prices. I'm staying right here.
Marital humbug number 2. The carrot and club principle. It never fails. Cherry Barnum! I have got the prettiest wife in the state of Connecticut. And it is my God-given right to show her off when I want to. And if you don't go upstairs and change at once, then certain very costly anniversary presents may have to be returned. It almost never fails. Cherry Barnum, what am I gonna do with you?
Put up with me, Taylor, same as I do with you.
We're about to step